Hey everyone, and welcome to World Heritage Journey. Today we're at Monticello and the University of Virginia in Virginia, USA. So this World Heritage Site covers two different locations, Monticello and the University of Virginia, both of which are closely connected to Thomas Jefferson, one of the most important figures in American history and modern history as well. Monticello, which you can see behind me, was his plantation house, while the University of Virginia was his pet project later in life. Let's have a closer look. So behind me you can see Monticello, and this is Jefferson's plantation house and his main home for much of his life. Now he started building it around the middle of the 18th century, and it took him over 40 years to complete because he went back and forth and revised his designs many times. Now Jefferson was one of the most important figures in early American history. He wrote the Declaration of Independence, he was the first Secretary of State, he was the second Vice President, and he was the third President as well. So he was a very busy man. And after he finished being President in 1809, this is where he retired. Now he was also what we would call these days a Renaissance man. He was very well read, very well travelled, very well educated as well. And you can really see those influences coming through in many different places at Monticello. The outside is inspired largely by neoclassical designs, particularly Greek and Roman designs from antiquity, but also from Italian architects like Andrea Palladio, whose World Heritage Site we've actually seen earlier this year in Italy, which is really cool. Now I've just had a tour inside and it's really beautiful, but unfortunately I wasn't allowed to film. So we've moved now about 10 miles down the road from Monticello to the University of Virginia in Charlottesville. And this was Thomas Jefferson's pet project after he finished being president in 1809 for the next 17 years through until his death. He built the Rotunda, which is the main building behind me, and that's where all the classrooms and the libraries of the university were originally located. And it's a basically note-for-note copy of the Pantheon building in Rome, which is one of my all-time favourite buildings. Now over this side, on the other side of the road, there's also a collection of buildings designed personally by Jefferson, and that's dormitory housing for both students and for teachers. It was designed so that they could all live together and share in their knowledge, because Jefferson believed very passionately that the pursuit of knowledge was extremely important to this new republic experiment that they were trying, and that without education being properly funded and carried out, it just wouldn't work. But this is where the story ends here at Jefferson's gravesite on his estate at Monticello. And it's interesting because he wrote his epitaph himself, not literally, but it tells you exactly how he wanted his legacy to be remembered. Freedom from tyranny, freedom of religion, and the pursuit of education, which are all things that we've seen here on display today. Now Jefferson was a very complicated man because he famously wrote that all men are created equal. But he did keep several hundred slaves on this very estate, and he did have 6 children with one of his slaves. But it's really interesting to come here and see the legacy and the story behind one of the most interesting people of the modern era. But that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, hit subscribe if you'd like to see more from the World Heritage Journey. I'll see you next time.